All right, people, welcome aboard. We are back after a couple of weeks of technical difficulties. Hopefully we got everything straightened out here. Back to the old computer, same old settings. Hopefully this will work. So welcome everybody. It is Tuesday. It must be Masters racing time. Oh yay. Masters Europe race, 12:30 p.m. start, U.S. Eastern Time. I'm Rick Sorenson. I'll be your guide, your waiter for today's ride. We're going to do the Watopia Figure 8 course. Should be interesting. Some climbing, obviously not like the epic climb. So there will be some separation for sure, some selection. It's up to see how that goes. As I said, I'm Rick Sorenson. I have a coaching website, 152coaching.com. Always accepting new riders. It's $100 a month for as little or as much as you want. If you just need a little bit of help, if you have any questions, I'm at 152 Coaching on Facebook. Send me a message. If you just have a general question or inquiry, we take just about everybody. Plus, you get the first month free, so try out and see if it works for you. I like to stress a lot of things that are not in standard coaching plans, because I think anybody can just write you a coaching plan. But I really stress recovery and your training day sequencing, which I think is really critical. And then a lot about tactics, which is what we're going to talk about today as we're going along. In between gasps, we'll talk about what our goals are. As I've said many times, anytime you line up to a race, have a plan and then be willing to adjust as the race goes on. Things are never going to work out the way you want them to. So my plan for today, and again, I try to put them in two categories. Is it a results race or a training race? Well, of course, these are all training races on Zwift, but this is a results race for me. I ride them differently. Training races pretty much just go, go, go. Get the most out of it. A results race, try to be a little more conservative, only go when I have to, try to get a result. That being said, my goal for today is to win the G's, finish as high in the overall as possible. As usual on Tuesdays in the Europe race, it's a big field, it's a fast field. So we need to start getting ready here. 46 seconds to go, 80 guys in the pen. This is my 32nd year of racing. I'm about 5'9.5", 150 pounds. So let's get ready for the Zwift start. It's like cats out of the closet. Be ready to go, go, go. Make that first selection. And then we go from there. Good luck, everybody. I'm glad you're here. Above all, I want to make sure you get a good workout. So I got to bring some watts up here. Get ready for the first surge. Don't need to be the first guy. All right, so we're gonna go this way instead of right up the climb, which is fine with me. Comfortably in the front group. Just want to sit in here. A little bit of the breathing through a straw feeling right now. I hope that goes away. If not, it'll be a long day for me. So I'm in the all black kit. Yellow wheels on the Tron bike, black helmet. So we have our front group. Pretty big group as usual. 40 guys, I'm sure. A lot of familiar names. Andy Self is here. And of course Dick Veerman is here. He's the series leader, overall leader. And boy, he's been riding very strong. He's won the last 2 Masters races, Europe races. And a lot of other really good guys. Pettit's really good. Here in this front group, you're probably an A, a regular Zwift A, which means you're pretty good. So I just want to get some recovery, settle in here, keep an eye on the front. Always remember 2 really critical things in a race. Read the mood of the field around you. And then pay attention to who's doing what. Critical in Zwift, ultra critical outside. Here at least the blob effect may get you back if you make a mistake. Out on the road, that may not happen. We're moving along pretty quick here. Come up to our first little obstacle coming out of the aquarium. Always a good idea to be towards the front, start of every hill. Then drift back, conserve some energy, take it as it goes. I'm going to use this up, my drafting booth. See if I can get something better later. So pretty steady over the hill. Nothing too worrisome. Keep yourself hydrated, of course. You can see my workout graph below. I'd like to see a lot of blue until it's time to stomp on it and go into orange. It's all about riding efficiently. Don't burn matches until you A, need to, B, have to, C, want to. Most of the time it's have to. So no big worries so far in the group. Sit on a wheel, watch what's going on around you. I like to keep my cadences over 90. Keep my legs a little fresher. This is a section you got to be a little bit careful on. Sometimes it stretches out here. So we'll move up a little bit. Obviously the climbs are going to be very important. As far as my heart rate goes, upper 170s is max. Anything over 170 is hard for me. I like to cruise in the bunch in the 140s if possible. Depends on how fast it is. I like to think of high cadences taps your fitness, low cadence taps your power. You need to be able to do both. Time to mash the gears and a time to spin. Be able to do both. I think you recover faster from high cadence. So we're going to come up to the first climb here, a 4 today. So take some deep breaths before we get there. Try to be positioned fairly well. See how it goes. Whew. Well, it looks like the group got cut in half. About 20 guys now. I'm sure it'll continue to go down. So nothing too tough so far. Solid pace. Said the group got cut in half. We had 40, now we got 20. So with a smaller group, you don't have as much blob effect. You gotta be a little more careful. Even though 20 will move along pretty fast. So I was pretty far back on that climb. I had to be careful. Stay in contact. In other words, I was farther back than I wanted to be. Than I should have been. The danger being if you're that far back and there's a bunch of attacks, you can get in trouble in a hurry. That didn't happen. It was just steady fast, so. Still a little short of breath here, so I don't know. No power up, but I don't really need it yet. So I'm gonna watch for Veerman because he's aggressive and he's good. He'll undoubtedly try something. But I want to use the blob as much as possible, or as long as possible, until I turn into a blob. That's usually about an hour. So all the good guys made the break, as I would expect. One down, 3 to go. You saw on that last climb, I started at the front, I ended at the back. Which is okay. Gotta be careful. If I had started at the front and stayed there, I'd had to use a little bit more gas. Which I don't really want to do until I have to, so. So, I can't say I feel great, so I have to be even more careful. We all get in races and rides where we don't feel as good as we'd like to. Got to adjust as you go along. Adjust your game plan. Sure, I like to go out and smash the bunch to bits, but that's not going to happen. Well, heart rate's okay. I'm still a little short of breath, so I don't know. There comes a time you gotta do what you gotta do, no matter what you feel like, so we'll see what happens. Don't stay in any one position too long on the bike. Stand, sit, move your hands around. Helps keep your legs fresher. So I'm going to come up to climb number 2 here, see how this goes. Again, anytime you're coming up to a climb, take some deep breaths before you get there. Try to get ready. And start at the front, fall back, slide, do the slide. You can slide as much as you want to stay in contact. "21 minutes in, 10 miles down, only 8 miles to go. This is a short race. Yeah, this is going to be a 40-minute race. Wow. So I guess I misread the map. I'm not used to riding this figure 8 course. Still a solid pace, no real attacks. I guarantee you Veerman's gonna go. He's got the form and he's a series leader, so. At some point, more than once probably. Again, you don't need to be a very front guy. I don't like to tail gun. So I like to be nice solid draft most of the way around. Save your energy. Stay alert. Don't be surprised. It's one thing to get beat. It's another thing to get surprised and beat. That pisses me off. Picked up a feather power up, so I'll probably need that at some point. $20 guys in the front group. This last 7 miles is going to be tough. Very short race today. Mr. Pettit behind me there, he's a very good climber. He'll be in the mix. Got a guy going off the front here. Just be ready for the pace to pick up. Well, the attack didn't last very long. The blob still has good power, good speed. Very tough to get away. Six miles to go. Huh. I would not be surprised to see Mr. Veerman go off anytime. I am not going with him. So many fast guys here still. Gonna come out of the aquarium here. Ah, not that good. It's gonna be a wild last 5 miles, I got a feeling. Can't believe it's only 18 miles. quite a bit shorter than usual. Oh yeah, I know where we are, okay. Here we go. Oh, ouch. Oh God, that's hard. One guy up the front. Well, I was able to do what I needed to do, but it hurt. Now do you get some recovery for the finish? A rough day for me. Would not be surprised to see Veerman go again. 3 miles to go. That front guy's gone. Well, my goal is to beat Veerman at the line because he's ahead of me in the overall. We'll see. Oh, God. Ouch. Two miles. We got a draft power up that I'll use. Boy, I struggled today. If Veerman goes here, I have to go with him. Clock's very good too. Still, hill is going to be tough. God damn. Oh, hurting unit. All right, I need a draft and some luck. Here we go. Ouch. Okay. Well, that hurt. Boy, doggy legs today. Luckily, it was a short race. So let me get my breath back. I'll do a little race review here. Oh, God. All right, so early on I could tell I really didn't have as good legs I would have liked. So I had to be even more defensive, which I don't like to do, but you play with the cards you have. So started all the hard sections towards the front, did the slide when I needed to. That first climb, we cut the front group from 40 to 20. And then it just kind of went down from there. Second climb was very hard, I thought. Of course, when you have kind of crappy legs, sometimes things seem worse than they really were. But I had a good time. 141 up the second climb. That's a fast time for me. So, like I said, I think I have enough form and fitness in a short race like this to do what I needed to do. It just hurt a lot more. So then it just gets to be mental, you know. I really try to block that out. The legs just felt heavy and I was short of breath all day. So I know I got a couple of sick kids, so maybe I'll come down a little bit of something, but you know, still, hey, you're out there. Don't start making excuses. Do everything you can to succeed. And if you get dropped, well, then you can start making excuses. So the second climb, I was okay. I mean, I was dead, but I was where I needed to be. Then we rolled around, pretty quick pace. That guy that went off the front, I have no idea who that was. Wasn't a G. And I don't even know that I've ever even seen him. I don't know. I don't know who that guy was. Maybe he's not even registered. In that case, he won't be in the results. So that's fine. whoever he was strong. Took off and put 30 seconds. We were not going slow. So then we got down to 5 miles to go, and it's a little fuzzy right now, but let me turn off the fan here before I get pneumonia. Then at 5 miles to go, it's just a matter of, when you're in a small group like that, man, you really have to be sharp. I started the little climb before the S's in the front, did the slide. But you know, when you're almost 500 watts and you're having to do the slide, some strong guys around you. Then we got over the top of that. We were all strung out, but still in contact. But boy, I was a hurting unit right there. Ouch. You know, bike racing and training there's always an amount of pain. You know, I mean, obviously it's a sport we have to work really hard at. But some days it's kind of a different kind of pain. Like, I don't know, it's like stings more versus just, you know, standard suffering. Oh, today was one of those days for me. It's kind of like bone marrow pain. Ah. Oof. So anyway, then we got over the S's all right. Stayed in contact. And then the run to the finish, I didn't have an aero power up. If I didn't have an aero power up, I'd have finished second. But I didn't. All I had was a draft power up, so I used it best I could. And it's going along pretty good there. Did about the best sprint I could. I know it was over 800 watts. 900 is pretty much my max, so barreled down the finish and just gave it everything I had till the end. And, I mean, I set it up pretty well. I was on a draft. I had a drafting power up. Doesn't do me any good to go early. Plus, when you got bone marrow pain, you're not going early. You don't want to go at all. So I just wanted to finish ahead of Veerman. So I did that. But in other words, with the resources I had today, that's the best I could do. Absolutely the best I could do. That's what you want to be able to say to yourself at the end of a ride. No matter where you finish. So I did the best I could. And don't have to start second guessing yourself. If you mind your P's and Q's during the race, pay attention, stay sharp, be efficient. And then you get dropped. Hey, you just get dropped. Happens to all of us. And if you win, so much the better. But at the end of the ride, you still should be able to say, that's the best I could do. Then you don't start playing a bunch of mental games. What if? Oh, geez, I looked up and they were ahead of me. A couple sections I just didn't want to go that hard. I'll tell you what, you get in some sections of a race and you get dropped because you just didn't want to go that hard, well, you might want to just switch sports. So bike racing is mainly a series of efforts that you don't want to do. Someone else is almost always dictating to you. Very rarely do we get a chance to dictate to people. Occasionally. Very, very rarely. Usually it's the other way around. Somebody's making you do something when you don't want to do it. That's really the core of bike racing. Being able to respond to stuff like that when it's really hard, and then you got to go hard again or harder. Those are the guys that win. Those are the guys that get on podiums. All right, so let's take a look at our numbers here. Somewhere. Somewhere there's a cursor. I just can't find it. Where'd it go? All right, hang on. I'll be with you in just a minute. Oh, there it is. It's tough when you get old and blind. Good Lord. Meanwhile, 3 days later, okay, part of the problem is it's on my laptop and it doesn't respond well to my finger. It's wet. Or at all. Or we could just sit here for an hour and watch me stand still. Lo and behold, there we go. Good Lord. See, everything is a struggle today. Everything. Oh, thank you. All right, well, you know what? We're going to call the ball on this one. This is kind of like extra entertainment. All right, there's 5 seconds time, 1 minute time. Thank you, Swift. All right, with that, I would say the numbers were decent. Short ride's always going to be a little more intense for a shorter period. So it's more go, go, go and less just thinking about it. So that's going to do it for today. Thanks for riding along, guys. Gals. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the ride-ons. Thank you very much. I usually can't respond to those because I've got the tunnel lactic acid vision going. But thank you for your support. And we'll sign off, and this live stream will be up in about an hour and a half on YouTube, and I'll post it in all the various Zwift spots, Zwift Racers, Zwift Masters, and we'll hopefully see you guys next Tuesday. Right on.